Happy Friday, you guys. It's Ann. I decided to pop back on and give you a couple quick ideas. Plus, I have a special guest that's going to join us too. First of all, did you guys know today is National Cheeseball Day? I wonder how many of you knew that. And it's also approaching 5 o'clock. So we thought we would give you a fun cheeseball recipe and we would show you maybe a fun 5 o'clock cocktail. But first I need to finish toasting something. So this cheeseball recipe, and you guys, I'll post this in the comments, but do you see it's kind of a chart that gives you all kinds of different flavors of cheese balls. And if you're going to a party, a cheese ball is always a hit. I always take them tailgating. In fact, in the Second Harvest cookbook that I wrote with my two cousins that we sell, there's a lot of cheese balls in there because cheese balls were always really popular as we tailgate and go to the lake and things like that. So tonight we are making a lemon rosemary pine nut cheese ball. And I'm using the air fryer because I absolutely love this tool. In here I have the stoneware bar pan and I'll finish it and then I'll pull it out. I need to just go to bake and I just wanted to add a minute to what I was doing in there to toast the pine nuts. So if you buy almonds, you buy peanuts, you buy anything in the raw state and you want to use them in a recipe that calls toasting them, you have a couple choices. You can certainly turn on your big oven and heat that up and put them in there. Some people like to do it in a microwave pan in their microwave, but that you have to be really careful because you can scorch them really fast. Like every 30 seconds you would need to stir them that way. But I have found with our new air fryer that also has the bake and roast and rotisserie and reheat settings, a lot of things besides just air frying, I have found this is a fantastic way to toast nuts. And so I'm finishing the last minute of toasting the pine nuts that we'll use in this cheese ball. So while that's finishing, I have our stainless bowl. I have just a cup of grated cheese. I had cheddar and Monterey Jack on hand both, so I just grated a cup of that. And then I set out a while ago, I set out one package of cream cheese, just an 8-ounce package, because it's much easier to work with cream cheese if it's softened. And I don't really like what happens to the texture when you put it in the microwave. So I'm just going to open this one package of cream cheese and I'm going to drop it down on top of the shredded cheese for this particular recipe. And then there's choices on that chart. Like there's a crunchy buffalo chicken cheese ball or a crunchy buffalo cheese ball. But we're doing the one with lemon, rosemary, garlic, and pine nuts. And so this is one of the stoneware pieces. And see how it toasted the pine nuts really quick. That took about 6 minutes in the air fryer. You don't have any preheat mode, so I love this thing, you guys. And this stoneware bar pan you can use in the oven, the microwave, and an air fryer. It fits in there just like on top of the cooking racks. So I'm going to dump the pine nuts since that's hot. I'm going to dump them right into one of the trays. There's a coating tray set, and you guys, these actually snap together like this. I think you can see them. So if you were doing a battering of something, like if you were going to do a fish fry tonight, you could put your egg, your flour, and your crackers or something in here. I use it a lot in the holiday time for candy and things like that. But tonight it's going to just be really easy in this cheese ball because I'm going to actually put the cheese ball mixture in the pine nuts and then roll it around to make the ball. And then, so I have cream cheese in here. I have shredded Monterey Jack and shredded Colby. And then I have a tablespoon of seasoning. And this is kind of where the flavoring and the magic comes from cheese balls. So this recipe is an oldie and it called for lemon rosemary, which is a seasoning we used to sell together. But now instead we sell a rosemary seasoning and a rosemary and herb. It's got garlic, it's really good, and a lemon pepper. So I just combined those two in a tablespoon in our measuring spoons, and I'm going to stir it with the shredded cheese, the cream cheese, the seasonings, get it mixed really well. Then I'll pop back on, and I'm going to use some fancy plastic food gloves to make the cheese ball with rolling it in the pine nuts. But while I step aside and do that, I have a special guest that's going to pop on live with us today, and it happens to be my daughter, Stephanie. You know, this whole coronavirus has changed a lot of people's lives, including hers. She's had to move back home because it's kind of boring living alone in a place where you can't go anywhere or have no friends right at the moment. Because everybody kind of went home or had to self-isolate. So Stephanie's here with us, and it's about 5 o'clock, so she's gonna show you a new cocktail recipe today, and then I'll be back.
Hi everyone. Let me get my ingredients assembled here. Tonight we are going to be making a rude Cosmopolitan, which is kind of a spin on the regular Cosmo with tequila, if you're familiar with a Cosmo. So we need some cranberry juice, some gold tequila. We're using Casamigos, triple sec or Cointreau. We're using Cointreau, fresh lime to be squeezed, and the shaker set. So I'm going to be making this in the Pampered Chef shaker set, which comes with the measuring cup, the shaker, the stirrer, the muddler, and the bottle opener. But for tonight, I just need the shaker and the little measuring cup.
And the strainer.
And the strainer. And then I also chilled my martini glass in the fridge for a little bit. So to start off, we are going to take 1 1/4 ounce of the tequila. And inside, I don't know if you can see, it's lined, so it's really easy to measure exactly how much you are using, especially if you're trying in a new cocktail. And then after that, you can kind of get the hang of it. So in went the tequila. And now next up is the Cointreau. 1 ounce of this. A scant ounce, it says, so a little shy of an ounce. So in goes the Cointreau. And next up, we've got 1 ounce of cranberry juice, and we're just using the Ocean Spray juice for 1 ounce also. And the cranberry juice was chilled as well. So in goes the cranberry. And then we've got some fresh lime juice using my Pampered Chef tools. This knife has seen better days because we use it all the time. And now I'm going to put these in the juicer. Hold this close so I can get a nice amount. And if you put your citrus, leave it out for a few hours before, if you know you're gonna make a cocktail tonight, you can get more juice out of it that way. Oh, sorry, I see it disappeared from the screen. And we need a scant ounce of the lime juice as well. And what I've kind of figured out is it seems like half of a citrus is about ½ an ounce. It kind of depends on each lime or lemon, but that's kind of a general rule of thumb. Then in goes the lime juice, and I had already put ice in here as well, so it's all ready to go. Now I put the top on and start shaking. Hi Mickey, thanks for popping on. We are making a Rude Cosmo tonight, which is kind of a spin on a regular Cosmo but with tequila, and then Mom is also making a Cheeseball, so we're doing appetizer and drink tonight. So once you've gotten it nice and shaken up, then you can pour using the strainer into a glass. It's a very pretty pink color. And the recipe that I used makes 1 drink, and you can do 1 to 2 drinks at a time in this. And just to go back over what I used one more time, it was 1 1/4 ounces of tequila, a small ounce of Cointreau, an ounce of cranberry juice, and an ounce of lime juice. And then you shake it up over ice, and then you have a drink to enjoy. So cheers, everyone.
And I'm back. So now, don't you wish we could like share that through the screen so you could all try it too? I wish we could also. That would be really fun. But there's been some advantages to having young 20-somethings home, because we've had more fun craft cocktails than I've probably had in 10 years. Probably, I don't know. And I think it is good for my health right now. But so we've had a lot of fun with it. So we'll post the recipe too in the comments so people can go back to it. But you know, if you want to have a snack tonight instead of make dinner, a Cheeseball is always the way to go. So I told you I was putting on plastic food gloves. You guys, I keep a box of these on hand because for messy things like this, it's just a dream. There's no better way. So I just kind of formed it into a ball, and then I told you I have my tray of pine nuts. So you literally just roll the cheese ball around in the tray, and it'll load up the pine nuts into the sticky cream cheese mixture. And then you can eat it right now, or it'll be more flavorful if you can let it chill for an hour or two. And then that would be your result. And if you want to decorate it up, I would put a little fresh parsley or something on top of it too. And then, you know, this would be really great with celery sticks. Also be pretty good with some crackers, even some carrots. And you know, if you use a crinkle cutter, you can cut those carrots in like diagonal chip shape. That is a great way because then it holds the dip. So just wanted to come on and have a fun Friday with you. Hopefully I gave you some inspiration, or if nothing else, you wanted to go home and make a cocktail if you're still at work and peeking on here. So happy Friday, everybody, and we will see you soon.